NeighborZilla, back with another. We had to come back. We had to come right fucking back. We just did Don't Hug Me.
Timing.
Yeah.
Timing.
The YouTube shorts, the first 6 episodes, been out for fucking 7 years now at this point.
9 years or something like that.
Yeah. And we put that review out, and weeks later, you get the unveil of season 2.
Under a month, yeah.
Season 2, 6 new episodes. Way longer, probably double time each episode.
Triple, because each one was 8 minutes, and now they're a hard 22 to 25.
Yeah, fully fleshed out TV shows at this point. You could see where they could put commercials in. You could see
they have
on TV.
The middle, where it says "Don't hug me, I'm scared," then it flash for a second black, and then "Don't hug me, I'm scared" unravels again.
Yep.
It is absolutely.
So, Becky Sloan and Joe Pelling, the creators of this entire fucked up little universe that we love. This blows the originals out the water.
Yeah, I made a comment. I was like, any one of these episodes standing alone, makes up for any episode or the whole season of season 1 is uncomparable.
100%.
But it's because it's so drastically different in the foundation. It knew it was 25 minutes long.
This is almost surreal to even be talking about because everything we said in the first review came true.
I want more of it.
We wanted more. We didn't want edgier or cringier. We wanted built up stories, dialogue, character development. We got all of that in this. All of that. Literally, my checklist that I don't even am aware of in my head, they checked all the boxes.
Yeah.
So kudos to them on that.
This was like the Insomnia. You were like, oh, it has all the checkpoints.
Literally.
This should be
only
right
this
up your
delivered.
alley.
Yeah, this actually delivered.
Beyond.
Yeah,
Yeah, they have character development in each episode, and then per season, then opposed to that whole first series of it being these subtle drops where it's Warred just disappears.
Yep.
Wow, we popped up at the last episode. Isn't that weird?
And it kind of, to start a thing like this, it kind of helps to do it that vague because it leaves a lot to interpretation. And you get the fan theories, you get the fan reviews.
Oh, I wouldn't change
the whys, the what ifs. You get all that.
Yeah.
But all we said was if they keep doing that, it's very easy to fuck it up with money. And if you keep going that way, you could get edgier and cringier and trying to chase a crowd to get the pop.
Yeah.
Whereas opposed, they were just no, we're just gonna flesh out these ideas.
Well, yeah, they could have started doing Brexit jokes or
could have got weird quick.
Yeah.
But in the first one, in the first season, each encounter was an episode. There was no setup really. It was just kind of them, boom, bang.
Well, there was no
the topic.
second/second-and-a-half/third characters. It was the clock.
That was it.
We can only introduce the clock. We have 4 fucking minutes, and he has to do a song.
Yeah.
Opposed to this, where it's in episode 1, you meet
3 characters, 3, 4, 5 characters.
Oh, it's 10. 10 speaking characters, because you have the 3 plant workers.
Yep.
You have
the copier.
The copier, the trash can.
Yep.
The urinal.
Oh, yeah.
The elevator.
Yeah.
The lasagna.
The vending machine.
The vending machine. Then the shitty vending machine.
Yeah. And
the clipboard.
3 or 4 songs an episode.
Yeah.
You get...
So, yeah. Just way better.
Oh, my God.
A whole nother level.
Yeah. So, what was the first one? Do you have a list
I have them. I got it. Jobs. Jobs is number 1.
Yeah. This was one of my favorites. You talking about hit too close to home.
Right. The factories. Working in a factory.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, just the whole daily work life and you're really not doing anything and you waste your entire life and you're retired.
So that it's the not even morbid signs, but every sign you see is don't forget your goggles.
Yeah.
Don't forget this. Don't forget this.
Safety.
You're clocking into work when someone's going to lunch or they're leaving for work.
Yeah.
So it's just constant weird alarms going off. We don't worry about that alarm.
The whole environment is procedural. One thing after the other, click, click, click. And the dwelling on safety is such a funny thing because if your day's fine, it's boring. On a good day, your day's boring.
Knock on wood.
Right?
Yeah.
But when shit does happen, it's high school. It's high school and a fight happens. It's the gossip of the day. Everyone's happy. Everyone's perked
Clearly,
up.
none of you have seen Nope.
But everyone is up on their toes. And, oh my God, did you hear what happened? Did you see what happened? I was there. Then you get first-hand accounts.
Well, then you got the poor bastards who are stuck working at that department all day while the supervisors are watching over them like a hawk.
Oh, yeah.
So, it's different layers. So, yeah, I can imagine seeing that in Puppet World.
Hilarious. I love the theme song. We can go ahead and talk about the theme song. There's
the three of us.
Yeah,
blah, blah,
the
blah.
three of us. The reoccurring episodic theme song.
I like that it changes per
Yeah, and it kind of changes in spots you wouldn't expect it to, like where you just kind of zone out of the music. And just like, all right, whatever.
You know
like second verse, like they slide in crazy shit.
Like I think it's episode 4 or 5. The Red, he's like nightmare.
And
it just ends. Yeah.
M shadows.
Yeah. But yeah, the first one's Jobs. I like that it starts as nothing. It says, we have nothing today.
We have nothing today on his little, what is it? Hand captain? Something captain.
Captain Handy or something like that. Yeah.
Palm Pilot.
Yeah, it's good.
He's like, I was kind of looking forward to doing nothing today. If Red is definitely the human of the group. The human brain, the human response is Red.
Yeah, everything else is an anthropomorphized version of something.
Yeah.
Like the puppet, like Yellow is like a puppet made to be a human.
Yeah.
Where Red's like a human made to look like a puppet.
Mm-hmm.
So it has that like Valley of the Dolls like vibe to it.
Yeah, like they're all trying to be him, but he's actually...
Yeah, he's an outsider to this world because
he's
only really looks correct when he's in the real world, but now he looks so wrong in the real world because he's a puppet.
Because he's a puppet now, yeah.
But yeah, Jobs is the first one.
And it starts with Briefcase, right?
It starts with the fellow holding a fellow that looks like himself.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
the one that looks like himself. Yeah. As Duck says. I am
Yellow.
Duck.
Yellow says that.
Yeah, Yellow says that. I am Duck. I am definitely Duck.
Duck got super Master Shake.
Yes, he did.
Very Master Shake in this.
Because one of his first lines in this episode is like, we need a currency, a cryptocurrency developed on respect.
Yeah, he wants to, because the Briefcase is saying what jobs you can have. It's like you could be the painter of the sky, just, you know, the usual fun shit. And, Duck's like, I want to make a cryptocurrency built on respect or something like that, or built on them respecting me.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking good. The other jobs are, they kind of sway in and out. One of them is like Yellow trying to be a lumberjack, and he builds a shed and some bullshit. But then I'm just leading him into a factory called Peterson and Sons.
Peterson and Sons and Friends.
And Friends, Bits and Parts Unlimited or Liabilities.
Unlimited Incorporated or
so
something like that. It's literally just a play on every shop name ever.
Yeah.
Like you know, so-and-so and son. Or,
you gotta have the foundings, you gotta have their kids. Well, then he got married to a different...
LLC, yeah. All of that. Hilarious.
I get you.
And all it is like a conveyor belt with like gray clay that he touches and it turns into like parts, just junk.
Parts or bits.
Yeah, it's like a top of a screw, a lug nut, a half a spring. Like none of it is like actually usable.
Then there's like a messed up pipe or something like that. But what happens is the conveyor belt starts, and even if it's a good or bad product, it goes into the funnel, and it just gets built, shredded up, and dropped right down again. Sort
it all out to do it all over again.
It's just this unending fucking cycle.
It's pretty much what the Kit Kat factory is.
Then you got the people making jokes. It's like hardly working, da-da-da.
Yeah. Immediately, like they cut away and they cut back and they're in whatever room they stay in uniform. Like
the safety vest.
Yeah, like Yellow guy's got his safety vest on, the hard hat, and his little tag or whatever. And like he just starts talking in work speak. He's like, working hard or hardly working? Like the shop jokes. Like,
you're a cheeky one. I gotta watch out for you.
Yeah. All of that. Hilarious.
It's so spot on. Red becomes a high management just because he answers the phone.
Yeah, and Duck is kind of the one with sense. He's like, we gotta get out of here.
He's the sense, but he's only the sense because he's not beloved.
Yeah, he's not a part of the gang.
He doesn't fit in.
Yeah. Yellow found his spot with the workers, and Red kind of liked being the boss.
He just didn't want to do anything.
Yeah, he just didn't want to do it.
He just wanted to eat diamond salmon.
Yeah. Can you eat diamonds?
He's just this outsider the whole time, which is the only reason why he doesn't like it. Because he makes a comment in the beginning when they're trying to find the suitcase or briefcase. He's like, "Oh, they're acting like they're not respecting me," or something like that. I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" Yeah. So he just wants out and he doesn't fit in. They sent him to the care hound.
Yeah. Oh shit, the care hound. Yeah. The care hound's like HR. I guess some sort of like mascot for HR.
Yeah, that's where he goes to file a quote unquote complaint.
Yeah.
And speak directly into the care hound's mouth.
Whisper into his mouth. Like,
Don't
what?
you mean his ear?
Yeah, no, his mouth.
But yeah, he gets fired just because he's wandering around the whole time.
And Red ends up in the office as the boss with the copier, and the copier's kind of like teaching him how it goes.
Yeah, she's egging him on and like turning him into Mr. Peterson.
Yeah.
Without telling you, because it's like, oh no, you're just upper management.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sit down. You don't have to do anything. Just stay sitting.
Then he dresses him up like a smart boy.
Oh yeah, smart boy clothes.
And then he gets a lanyard, and then at the end of it, he is Mr. Peterson.
Yeah.
But like the whole time, they're still speaking of him as a third party, that Mr. Peterson, someone else. It's like the Mad Max ethos.
Yeah. Mr. McDonald's or Mr. Walmart. Like, there's always someone else.
Yes. Yes. Like, it's as high up as it goes.
Yeah.
You wish.
You think. Yeah. Gotta go to Saudi Arabia for that.
Yeah. It's higher than that.
Yeah.
Oh, oil companies? Yeah. No. Moon companies.
Yeah.
You know, just
Saturn companies.
And, yeah, he's fired, blah, blah, blah. And it ends with Yellow's retirement.
Yeah, he's been there 40 years, and he's, like, aged, and he looks old now. He's got his little suit.
So fucking good.
They give him his picture, his
He's
plaque.
got a family.
Yeah, he's got a family and his
little wrench
plaque.
kid and shit. So good.
I love Duck's face when he shows him the pamphlet, and they're like, that's him?
Yeah, he's like,
this the guy?
This isn't it. It's not right. And he throws the manual retirement, like, guide thing in the grinder.
Which leads to the first accident.
The accident. It's gonna happen.
Which is Yellow getting grinded.
I love that it saps him out, because, like, it just instantly they wake up, quote unquote. But he keeps his memories. He's like, my hand.
Yeah.
My child. And he, like, hugs himself. Jesus Christ.
I love it.
And that's
kind of all of them do that, where the effects linger. Because, like, at the end, they're all, like, whichever one gets affected in the episode, they kind of, like, zone out. Like,
yeah, each one. That's why I was saying, like, it's, with this time frame, you're allowed to have a character development inside the episode.
Exactly.
And it's good.
Yeah.
It lets you actually sit there opposed to that, like, okay, it's a weird fourth wall moment.
A lot less, like, jump edits, jump cuts to, like, complete juxtaposition scenes. So you get a flow of a TV show, and you actually go on a ride for it.
Yeah, because season 1, it would, like, just chop to them dancing, or it would go CG and spin the room. And
they
just,
used
like,
the song as a cut. Like they were doing something that led to something else. Yeah.
Again, sake of being... I get it, but it was just weird for being weird sake.
But I don't think we can praise this at all enough. Because Becky and Joe demolished the second season. Oh
Again, God. Just one, in my opinion, one episode with its time frame just outbeats at least 2 or 3 episodes at a time of the previous season.
Absolutely.
And there was a couple episodes of the season 1. I mean, I loved them all, but
the most iconic ones. I mean,
the Dream one's kind of boring. I mean, it's cool, but like
that just kind of wrapped it. I mean,
yeah, it's just weird for being weird because it's the ending.
And you watched that one more for the fourth wall breaking because it already happened at the end of the episode before Red's gone. So you're like, well, where are we going next? Dreams was just kind of like a filler song, a filler character anyway.
Just to get it, exactly.
Just to get to Yellow. Yellow guy.
Well, yeah, because then they had like the whole duck being eaten during the health food and all that kind of bullshit.
I'm so glad everyone's seeing the trailer for what was supposed to be season 2.
Yeah, and that like post-apocalyptic thing
where Duck is like a Nazi leader and all of that. I'm so glad they scrapped it.
I mean, it looked cool, but like, it again, it just seemed like it was just weird for being weird. Like, well, where can we go? It has to be the end of the world.
It felt like if they didn't get picked up, that was where they were going. Like, if they had to stick to their money, they're making them on YouTube, I feel like it would have went that way.
Because it's easy to make something look like shit and be destroyed.
Yeah.
It's harder to make a pristine house that, like, has decorations you add and detract from. It's way fucking easier to just make a destroyed rubble fire.
That's what I loved about this season too. The different locations. Like we get in a vehicle, we go outside. There's a junkyard. They go to work. There's like each episode you
took a duck's funeral.
Ducks, you know, like there's several different locations in each episode.
Yeah, I mean you had like a picnic in the first season, but like just again, it's that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
They were only outside for 8 minutes, even if they were outside the whole length of the episode. Okay, well this one, 6 minutes is just a scene.
Exactly.
You have 5 more of these sections to go.
100%. That's kind of it for episode 1, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he zones out and he has his hand back and time resets. Episode 2 is death.
Death? Oh yeah, the casket.
Yeah, the casket with the duck funeral.
Kind of spawns out of the floor.
Yeah.
In like the most off-putting way.
He shits on his heart.
Yeah,
the heart rolls away from its body, leaves a blood trail, then it like starts exploding. Blood trail seeps into the floor, and
becomes like a human transformer of some sort.
It's like Monster House. It's like the asshole of Monster House.
It is.
And yeah, it forms into a casket, and like the blood seals back into the wood to like glue it together.
And sounds like Vilvallo from him.
It does.
The casket.
I want him to sell me dildos.
Yeah.
The casket, I liked it. It wasn't as edgy.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't dark.
Yeah, it wasn't a death episode. You know how they frame a cartoon death episode.
It's the Grim Reaper and it has to be like shadowy purple the whole time and all this kind of. Yeah.
This was actually explaining what death is.
Yeah, it was
like the most literal sense of it.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, I've had my organs removed, blah blah blah. But again, it's not edgy.
No.
It was explaining the process in its own weird ethos way.
More ironic than anything.
Because
Duck's like, yeah, look, I have no insides. And he's like,
oh, it's so good.
You're not supposed to talk.
It's so good. I like he's like,
oh, yeah, silly me.
He's not a part of it. He's not following through with anything.
Terrible dead person. This is me. This is why I'm Duck.
But yeah, it starts with Duck reading the newspaper. He's like, oh, it says here I'm dead.
Definitely dead.
And Red gets jealous. He's like, what? It's not me?
I could be dead.
Yeah, it just seems like something my character would do. And he like goes to his wallet and he's like, oh, da-da-da.
Yeah.
And the credit card's like, or his ID's like, oh, you want to know about your identity? And he's like, no, when do I die? He's like, oh, you drowned or something.
Yeah.
Something involving a lake.
Absolutely.
And they start making lasagna. Yeah, we gotta get things ready.
Oh my god. And in the first episode too, lasagna is a reoccurring thing in this show.
Everything is a restaurant style
lasagna
dinner or a restaurant style lasagna.
Because like they open a bag of chips and it's lasagna flavored chips.
Yes, the Grongos, Chuddle Dups.
Chuddles, yeah, some shit.
Yeah, Chuddle Dops or some shit. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, they start like making a lasagna or a shepherd's pie.
Yeah.
And Duck's getting ready. He's like, I gotta pick out a smart little tie and some smart little shoes. And he's just getting ready to die. It's so fucking good.
Yeah.
And yeah, he gets in a casket and they're just chilling. And the tombstone says David.
Yeah. He's like, who's David?
It's the tombstone.
He's like, no, that's not my name.
Yeah, the tombstone's name is not David. He's like, all right, well, what happened to this? Just put David's name on me.
Like tattoo David on my forehead.
It's so good.
And the exchange between him and Red for like, oh, say your last words. Well, my best friend will do it. Like, I'm not your best friend. I wouldn't say that.
I know which one of the three of us you are. But yeah, that's it.
That was hilarious. It's like, well, I can identify you.
Like, for real.
No, I was like, well, yeah, that's half the battle, I guess.
Right.
You know who he is.
Well, tell them about the tournament I won.
What tournament?
I won a tournament, right? I don't know.
The little flip around LCD screen on the tombstone was hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty lit.
He yells,
it's like Hit My Ride.
Yeah. A bunch of shit that you can't have in your car, and once you leave, they're going to take out. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's illegal. You can't. Yeah, it's so good.
And Yellow the whole time was like, he didn't do any of this, did he?
Which is funny because I thought they would have that incorporated.
Right.
But it's not. But his job is, they show him in the factory.
Yeah.
So that there's like one thing I think is he has done technically.
That is true.
But they mentioned military. Is it that episode or another one too?
It's in a couple. It's in a couple because and at the beginning of the job one, you could be a war hero. Remember, like it pops up on the job board or whatever.
Yeah, because it's mentioned supposedly Duck has a war experience like Donald Duck.
I guess so because and the Hitler takeover dream thing, like he's the leader.
Yeah.
So I don't know why they keep pushing Duck into this
Maybe
weird Vladimir Putin role.
I know why. Because ducks are dicks.
They are.
They
just want to be chickens, but they're not.
What else is? Oh, he's fucking mucking about in the coffin too, and pissing him off.
Oh yeah, the whole time the coffin is like, I'm done with this shit. Like, get the fuck out. You do not know how to die.
He's scratching in times, and he's like, "We've been here longer than 5 seconds." He's like, "Oh, then I'll start scratching more." And he's like, "No, stop." He's like, "Oh no, I was doing it for the amount of times I've used the bathroom."
I love it. He's just laying there. He's like, "So, what do we do now?" He's like, "Oh, that's kind of it."
Oh, he's listening to a mixtape too.
Yeah, he's like, "Fuck that, we're gonna play music." He's like, you don't do that. He's like, "Where'd you get that?" I made it
on a computer. It's so fucking good.
Duck's definitely the most progressive of the group.
He is. He's the most stick to itness.
Yeah. Cryptocurrency and electronics. He's kind of.
He's trying to keep ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
He's a trend follower while trying to set himself.
Actually, we say that towards the end. Yellow may be half cyborg. So.
This is true. Yeah, he's battery powered.
Yeah.
Which is fucking weird.
I loved it though.
Oh man, I don't want to spoil it.
No, we'll get to it.
But you've probably seen it, watching this.
Absolutely.
Or listening.
If not, pause this, go watch it, and come back.
Yeah, it's only like, I think, an hour now.
Yeah.
Each one's 25 or 22 minutes, and it's 6 episodes. So it's an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Then they replaced him, because you thought they were going reincarnation.
Oh, yeah, I said if the next episode's reincarnation, we need to stop now.
And no sooner did... I believe his name is Skim.
Yeah,
or something.
It's this pink melting clay thing.
Yeah, it's Meatwad and that little blob from Treasure Planet.
Yeah, fused together with teeth, so it's very off-putting.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know why they just keep shoving teeth in Play-Doh, and it scares the fuck out of me. God, it's one of the worst-looking things I've ever seen.
Every Primus album cover.
Like, I watched Celebrity Deathmatch recently, like the old ones, and it's like that. Like the blood, like the way it just flows. It's just red Play-Doh on top of skin tone Play-Doh, but it's like, what the fuck is this? Weird.
It's weird. Yeah,
everything's melting.
Everything has that like one cartoon femur bone thrown into it, and like the skull. Yeah.
So good.
It's like the human body only has like 3 types of bones, right? You got ribcage, skull, and then that one dog bone thing, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole body's made of these, just different sizes.
I kind of like this, the second episode for this. Like, the theme was the casket and Duck dying and everything like that. But the real twist was the squash thing that fucking appears at the end. That replaces him.
Yeah, he just looks like a pink blob for a minute, and they did a theme song again.
Yeah.
With him as a replacement. Yellow's not having it.
Yellow is not having it.
And again, it's that character development, because he's pissed and like depressed the whole time. He's like, "You're not stop."
Yeah.
Red doesn't care. He's like, "Oh no, this is the third job. We need 3 people. That's it. Keep going. Come on, season 3. Da da da. Like, let's go."
Yep.
And yeah, they're just so willing to go with it. And they disappear for a second, and they go back to the house because Yellow has his depressing song where he digs up Duck.
Yeah.
/ the casket kicks Duck out because Duck's an asshole.
Yeah, they're digging up and he's digging down.
He's right. He's just meet in the middle.
Casket's like, I'm not doing this anymore.
And it comes back, and Duck is the same exact like doppelganger now to this Skim guy, and they do a fourth wall song where it's like, okay, no, now it's just 4 of us in our theme song, blah blah blah, and it just quickly ends with one of the ducks killing the other.
Head chopped off.
But the way it's standing, it's the one directly in front of the chair was Skim.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's the one that's living. The one that's right next to Yellow, who just looked like he came in the door, is Duck.
That, and when they chop off Duck's head, it's an actual, like, head. It's an actual body. if it would be skim, wouldn't you think it would just be the pink goo?
Dude, I don't fucking know. Because how the hell did Red make him look exactly like Duck? I don't fucking know, man.
I'm with you.
It's quacktastic.
Yeah. But that's what we're going with. Skim is alive for the rest of this.
That's why I took from it. That Skim has replaced Duck at this point.
Yeah.
Because it's not off kilter to think, because they've replaced these characters 30 times.
Exactly.
On screen.
And the idea is reinforced later when we'll get to it at the end, but the model representation of Duck, and we got plenty of ducks.
Right.
There's a whole drawer full of ducks.
Yeah, because that made me think, I'm like, well, she's the one making ducks. She's not making skims. She's making ducks no matter what.
Chicken dinner in the first season.
Yeah.
I mean, Duck gets put in a fucking can.
Yeah, all these characters have been replaced.
Yeah.
And that's it comes back with that's the ending. I think they maybe do the theme song like a fourth fucking time.
I think so. Yeah, that song gets played out in this episode.
And yeah, that's the end of it. And the third one is Family.
Oh, my favorite.
Is it?
Yeah, this is my favorite of all.
Yeah,
So 2 seasons. All I'm gonna say is Texas Chainsaw Massacre done by puppets. The dinner scene.
In the whole house. I mean, technically everything about it is...
the whole house for sure, but specifically the dinner scene. Specifically the scene that is the point of reference for...
Yeah, because it's waking up at the table.
Yeah, all of that. Crazy grandma in the wheelchair. All of that.
Yeah, and she's a make of the crazy grandpa in a wheelchair, and they feed the blood.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like literally... It's like Nope being Jaws. This is to that as Texas Chainsaw is to Muppets.
Definitely had like a picture with a fucking thumbtack in it. Like, that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Like, that's it. Do what you have to like, whatever, to make the fucking production set. But we're literally just doing Texas.
But this episode starts with an apple singing in the window. And you're like,
no, it starts with take 3 guesses. Because Duck finds the family pack.
Yeah. And then...
The whole premise of the episode is they're not a family. They can't open the family pack of snacks.
That's what it was.
Cheddar dollops.
Yeah, no one can open the bag because it says family, family
good
bag. Yeah, it's hilarious.
It. And yeah, then a apple comes up and it's instantly eaten by the
healthy snack.
I forget the L's name. It's Tomley. I forget the sister's name.
I thought it was Timmy and Lily.
No, his name is Tomley. No, it's Tomley. It's a fucking weird name.
And hers is Lily.
It's okay. I think
it's
it
Lily.
is. Because yeah, I thought
from what I could hear of it, but yeah,
they sound like they're fucking. They sound like demons. But yeah, it's because I always thought she was just saying Tommy.
Yeah.
But she like says it later in the episode, like really slow and chill. She's like, "Oh, Tom Lee," and I was like, "That's even worse.
That's even worse.
That's even worse. You threw an L somewhere. Why?"
He's got a wonky eye.
He's got like,
and FYI is a puppet, so it's like a permanently stuck to the left eye.
Yeah, one's purposely like always looking over, but like when he's focused,
the one that works doesn't work properly.
It moves, yeah.
Like it kind of flutters.
Yeah, like anything that requires him focusing is just that eye has to move. Then
kind of look like he's permanently having a stroke.
And it's one of those things where it's like, was that on script or was that the puppeteer? Well, not that. Just the puppeteer doing his own thing. Like, well, I feel like Tom Lee's eye should just never work.
I like to think it was just a cheap like face.
Yeah,
because their faces do look kind of like
just
bought and pressed.
Oh yeah, faces. No, everything's in house.
So it's like you could see you'd have to slap the eye to get the kind of wobble back.
At most, it's probably one of the CPR kids.
Oh yeah, repurposed.
Yeah, it might be like an ambulance kid.
The kind of hidden gem of this episode is the little brother, though.
Yeah, I don't know if they name him.
I don't think they do.
But he's terrifying.
He's got like a leapfrog pad.
Yeah.
And he like crawls weird. And he just randomly disappears. And you only see him again under the bed. One quick shot.
Technically, yeah. I think he first appears at the family house with the dad.
Oh.
Then nighttime or game, whichever one's first. I think game is then nighttime.
Yeah.
And then they wake up for dinner.
This episode's kind of structured like House that Jack built. There's like 5 chapters to it once you get to the house.
It's actually it reminds me of Midsummer has a tapestry.
Yeah.
And the tapestry shows you what's going to happen in the film if you like pay attention and look. Like you see a guy in a bear suit in the corner, or you see an orgy in the bottom. It's like that, but like also Fargo-y looking.
Very Fargo-y.
It's fucking weird. It's just quilted. and it's like a family should eat together.
Yeah.
Then like family secrets.
Then it's like Yellow waking up fucking half lit, and they're like trying to feed him some. The thick liquid in the show is off-putting.
I think it's lasagna.
It's gotta be.
I think it's the lasagna from the cheap vending machine.
Yeah.
Is there tea because it's the same disgusting brown shitty fluid.
Yep.
Like the Joe Dirt poop.
Yeah, same consistency.
Yeah, it's that. I think I feel like there's just been the same jar going around Hollywood.
Right. Yeah.
It's just
same mix.
Yeah. It's technically all from the same batch.
Yeah, just as off-putting brown mix.
Yeah, no one knows how to remake it, so they're stretching it. Like you can only, we'll give David Spade 2 gallons of this stuff, but Sloan,
no more, no less.
Sloan, you're getting a cup.
Right.
You do what you will with that cup.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're starting to get the family pack, and they get invited over to their house.
And you kind of, they don't push it front and center for you to like get, but there's no mom. So they're not a complete family either.
No, yeah, they keep mentioning she should be here, or she'll be here eventually.
Because they know all the rules for the family stuff.
Yeah.
But they're not a complete family.
Yeah, because the episode, theme is you can't be a family unless you have a landline.
Yeah, which is weird.
And they're trying to order chicken with a family discount.
Yep. But you gotta be a family.
But you have to be a family. So yeah, the whole time it's fucking weird.
So good.
But yeah, they cannot use the phone because they don't have a mother yet. And the mother comes, which is in the form of Yellow.
Oh yeah.
And they keep like murmuring, they're like, "Mother's fingers make the call. Mother's fingers make the call."
It is like terrifying.
It's so fucking frightening. There's something to say about humming and like chanting the same thing.
Yeah.
It's like the Freaks, the Gooble Gobble, one of us.
Yeah, one of us. Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, the family's like set up like Texas Chainsaw. The grandma's this shriveled
and
mummy.
she just like she looks dead, and she'll randomly just wake up and start shaking her arms with bells attached, and it's the best form of Tourette's ever.
Yeah, she's like the alarm clock of the family. Like it'll be like, okay, it's game time because she started freaking out.
Yeah, like they got to do something different because Grandma woke up. Like, whoa.
It's so weird.
The dad is unsettling because it's just the head and a regular dude.
Yeah, he's just it's like Red, but his arms aren't like covered by a suit. It's just like him wearing you would think like a dad's home 1950s.
Yeah, he just got home from work type. Yeah.
Like just his suit jacket's off.
Yeah, and suspenders, tie.
Yeah, like he's still like dressed up. And with this like giant blueberry ball sack head.
Yeah, kind of looks
with
like
the Majora's Mask.
Yeah, Majora's Mask moon and like a member berry in real life type. Because and the end of death, you see this head.
The mourners.
The head shape for the first time. Yeah. The mourner's head, and it's kind of the same style of this.
I wonder if he is a
Maybe. Or do they use that head, like we said in season 1, to represent just
reuse things?
Use humans. Because
Maybe.
Red was like humans from the outside world in season 1. Because he goes to his real world.
Maybe the member testicles are the new people. These are TV audience.
What is it? Bedtime. Bedtime. When they go to bedtime, the dad just starts freaking out with the kids too.
He's so stoked.
He's back there like getting that. It's
gobble gobble, man.
Bedtime, bedtime.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck is the game? We cannot forget the game and the family tree.
Yeah, it's like a Ouija board.
It's like Jumanji.
It is. It's Jumanji.
It's like Jumanji, Life, Ouija board,
Heroescape.
Yeah, and like
because there's like a family spiral, and it looks like a D&D 3D printed fucking.
Well,
mountain.
it's one of those things like you're saying, like, oh, the tapestry and the da-da. It's weird. It's like they're playing with the tooth. First of all, like your character's a tooth.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
This just sounds like caveman Monopoly.
The bad place is in the shed with the cousins.
Yeah, what is that about?
I don't know. Thank God. The other one's like, oh, we've yet to go and get on the fire. Because there's like a pile of sticks later in the game. And then this is where Duck gets kicked out. Because he's like, alright, this game sucks.
Yeah.
And Red's just like, maybe this is just a practice round.
Yeah. We haven't even made it past the practice.
Yeah, so it's fucking weird. Yeah, they're playing with a tooth, and it's like, yeah, don't get caught with the cousins in the shed. It's fucking creepy. Duck gets instantly dropped back into the house out of the family.
Yeah, because the family's not having his shit.
And then they're at the family tree.
Ooh, and the tree.
Ugh.
The tree looks
like hell.
Yeah,
the tree looks like hell.
It's one of the most terrifying things in the show.
It's it's not the Courage the Cowardly Tree, because the Courage Tree has a real face.
Yeah.
But it's like that and Animal Kingdom Tree of Life.
Yep.
And an old person's finger.
Yep.
It's really fucking weird.
And some of the Ronald McDonald set pieces from those old movies.
Oh, yes.
Like from the intros before they turned to a cartoon.
McDonald's Land.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I made a comment. I was like, yeah, that's just the Sydney and Croft and shit.
The clock. His alarm clock. Ronald McDonald. He's got to hit the clock and the face turns.
Yes.
That's what that looks like. It's the exact same motion. The eyes roll from the side. And the mouth opens. Oh, that's not natural.
I get what you're saying.
That's not natural at all.
Yeah, we don't do that.
This bitch is going to eat me next.
Yeah, the family tree is just, so fucking weird. He jabs like this 9-inch needle in Red's arm to get a blood type.
Oh,
to
yeah.
get his family.
It immediately becomes, fucking...
Immediately becomes aggressive, believe it or not.
This is Mad Max. Red becomes a blood bag.
Yeah.
Like, instantly.
Oh, then they have that crazy... Again, it's way better put. They have this crazy CG scene.
Yeah.
Where opposed to just being slammed in the middle of a 2-minute segment, it fits in the environment. So it's way more enveloping. Because, yeah, it's just Red getting super fucking dizzy and tripping out, blah, 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 because he's out of blood.
Yeah.
And they drop him into a family picture.
Uh-huh. Yep.
That he gets kicked out of.
And then he drops back at the house, right? Yep. And Doug's like, oh, hey, you're here.
And then Yellow going to sleep.
Yeah, and then when Yellow wakes up, he's the mom.
Yeah, we've got Tom Lee's song.
No. Yeah.
No. Oh, man.
No way you could sleep after that.
The amount of work they did to put these fucking shifty-ass twins into, like, a real fucking world. It's so fucking crazy. It's the worst dark web, like, Christian fucking, like, $2.50, like, Christian bankrupt fucking, like, money laundering scheme. Like, we have to come up with, like, Boxy the Bible. Quickly, 2 minutes, we have to make a season.
Yeah.
It's worse than that. It's worse than that. Tom Lee's fucking eye alone has more work and thought process.
Yeah, that wonky eye.
Just keep bopping it and man. It won't work. Just keep doing the scene.
Definitely.
And I think him or his sister pissed her pants in the beginning too.
Like because she's getting on to him about being excited, and then it just zooms into their crotch, and one of them pisses, and it zooms out, and it's her. It's like, what the fuck just happened?
And it's like 2 minutes into meeting these kids.
Yeah.
They're terrible.
And then what? The episode just abruptly ends when Yellow's dad comes in?
Well, I mean, the whole fucking...
The chicken.
They get the chicken. To get the family bucket.
The portal opens up like Nope, and the chicken falls from the sky.
Yeah, Tom Lee sings him to sleep. Right before he closes his eyes, he sees the third brother.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, lights out! And instantly wakes up at the table with, like, the whole 9 yards, and, like, he's wearing, like, a burlap sack dress.
Yeah, like, pigtails
with, like, the barrettes, and, like, the makeup is, like, just barely covering his lips where lipstick is. And the kid throws on this, like, crow paper chicken mask out of nowhere.
And, like, they cut to it way too fast, so it looks like Rey Mysterio Jr., but...
It's good.
It's super good.
And, they start chanting, and Mother's fingers make the call.
Yeah.
And Yellow, as Mother orders the
you know what I think?
Family chicken.
I think Chicken Picnic was supposed to be this. I think that led to this.
It is. It's
like the same concept, because that's all it is, Chicken Picnic.
Yeah,
but to get to that intense scene.
Well, they even mention it because they're like families going picnics, and Duck goes like, "We've done those.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's absolutely a call to and a harder drawn idea where we're actually going to work and fiddle with this idea and work with it again and again and fine tune it. It absolutely is just Chicken
really
Picnic.
Feels like season 1 was just like a promo or like a pilot.
It's weird.
And like each episode kind of, this is what we wanted to do.
It kind of looks like a highlight reel, like an actor's highlight reel.
Yeah.
where it's like drama, and they show like the 2 or 3 scenes he's done, and like action, him doing some fucking roles and shit.
Yeah.
It seems like that, like a reel of like, look what we can do and convey. Give us money,
Because
and then we'll work on something.
when the family is eating, like they all grow these sharp teeth, and Grandma's head flips all the way open. And...
Yeah, just in the world building alone, each character, no matter how short or long they're in the series or episode, there's at least 5 or 6 different puppets for them.
Yeah, there's an arc.
Or at least a removable head.
Yep.
Where it's like
You'll
the kids.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, yeah, they have this. Every family member now has like these sharp teeth. And then you made a comment like, one of them has a normal human hand now. Yeah, so it's just, it's random shit will just change on these characters they make.
That was terrifying. Whenever they give Yellow the
phone. Yeah.
The phone. And the hand goes up on his shoulder, and it's my hand.
Yeah.
It's a fucking real hand.
It's fucking... shoulder. Oh, but yeah, Yellow's dad comes and replaces them, or I think it was the mother the whole time.
Or does he kill them?
No.
Because there's like blood everywhere.
Maybe.
At the end, there's blood like smeared all over the door. There's blood everywhere. Like, I was so confused.
I thought he just joined the family, but maybe he did eat everyone.
Or what? Yeah, did he go kill them because they were tearing apart his family? Now he couldn't order family chicken.
Maybe.
And that fucking yellow redneck, I'm not fucking with him after season 1.
No. Yeah.
He runs the TV station. It's like making this shit.
It's like Trevor the STD.
Yeah, literally, like
the Dave Chappelle chlamydia. Like it's like one of those.
For real.
Yeah.
Because like he doesn't even acknowledge Yellow.
No, he like shoves him off, and he's just like
yum 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 yum. And Yellow leaves. There's blood everywhere.
And yeah, that's...
So I like to think that Yellow's dad went in an erection.
I like to think that now. Yeah. Thank you for changing my mind. I thought he just replaced him and
like
was
went in there
about
like,
it.
Fuck that. Or was Yellow's dad
fair
the mom
point.
the whole time?
Yeah, fair point. And episode 4 is Friendship, which is the eagle.
And yeah,
with the podcast.
And we get the return of Computer.
It's Computer Day.
Computer Day.
It is Computer
Welcome
Day.
back, Computer. We do not get the iconic theme song.
No, I wish they started it and it got interrupted.
Yeah, and it got cut off like it did in the season 1. They should have done that.
Yeah, the globe was about to sing and he cut the globe off.
I wish Computer and the Worm would have fought. Because they're in the same episode, but their stories run parallel.
It's true.
As opposed to like they never actually interact.
Well, I mean they do a couple times. It's just Computer being a smartass.
Yeah.
He's like, you're not an eagle, and prints out a picture of an eagle. Oh, it's so
the
fucking
Wikipedia
good.
page of an American Eagle.
It's so good, man. But yeah, they're trying to get on the computer, and Yellow cannot remember the password. It's Rat Eyes.
It's Rat Eyes, which is
his maiden name.
Again, off-putting.
Yeah, just might as well just add that in. But even that, as like on paper, cringy as it sounds, it's not as cringy as if they would have did it in season 1.
Yeah,
because it would have just been like
stupid, too much.
Rat Eyes. Okay, cool. We already had a glitter heart.
Yeah,
we're opposed to this. It's funny because it's an insult they're doing about Mr. Worm.
And Computer brings back up all the same questions that were printed out in season 1. Which is the apple. Yeah.
Drag the apple to the market.
Yeah.
You've disturbed my orchard. You shamed me. I will burn them tonight.
It's like a weird 5-step verification process.
Good.
That if you don't do fast enough, it like fails you like a mini clips game.
Yes. Congratulations. You've been locked out.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just egging on fucking Yellow because he forgot the password the whole time.
Oh, and they go hard.
Oh yeah.
Like I think this is the first like beeping of like curse words.
I think they call him a retard.
Something.
I think they call him a retard. I don't know.
But they beep it like beep, and then they both go in on him.
Which I liked. It was good. It was didn't random fourth wall, like it just pauses. It's like, alright then.
Yeah, it's like a Say No to Drugs fucking VHS.
Okay, stop.
Yeah, okay, stop. Yeah.
Even though he's no longer affiliated with them, he's still allowed to use this within parody or some shit.
Yeah, use all their tools and merchandise.
It's so good. But yeah, explains to them that they're bad friends and all this kind of fucking stupid shit.
Yeah.
And then they all start jumping in on him.
Yeah.
Like, because he's like, oh, I'm not Mr. Worm, I'm Mr. Eagle. And they're like, you don't have wings.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you have rat eyes.
It's hilarious, yeah. There's like a positive speaker coming to like the most cynical group ever.
It reminds me of the midget in the South Park.
Yeah, yeah.
The words are like bullets.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reminds me of that.
Same thing.
He's got a little strawberry suit. And he sinks into his imagination with his brain friends. And they wiggle the way in to get the worm in there. They lure him in with a restaurant-style dinner.
Restaurant-style dinner?
Because he's going to leave. It's like, no, you guys are terrible friends.
Restaurant-style dinner?
Yeah.
It comes right back. It's so good.
And they stick him into Yellow's brain. And he starts just ruining their time.
And this is second act of the episode. Because the rest of it pretty much is in Yellow's head.
Yeah. They're now in there. And he has his memory of First Tooth is one of the friends. Bath time fun. Saturday David, which is the best. Shiloh brother is pretty good, but Saturday David's just so cool.
Yeah.
And Stickle Freights or some like weird yarn cat, a stupid one. And they're just chilling and playing like Jump the Lump and shit. Just like, what the fuck?
This is what goes on in Yellow's brain every day.
Yeah. Yeah, this is it reminds me of the same thing happens in Metalocalypse when they bully Toki too much.
Yeah.
And he sinks into his little happiness world when the cancer kid dies.
Yeah, oh my god. I forgot all about that episode.
He's like, I got candies and friends, and even though I'm diabetics.
Yeah.
It reminds me of that, like, and it has this fine line where it's claymation, but it's animated claymation to look like claymation. It's
It's super well done.
Weird.
Yeah, super well done. It blurs the lines of all the mediums.
Yeah, because it's like, okay, was the room at least set up claymation, and then they CG these characters? Or was the characters ever here?
Yeah, it's
what
like
are they
what
changing?
Was real and what wasn't.
Yeah,
type.
It's because you can see the texture, and like you see like almost like fingerprint marks, like you do in Wallace and Gromit.
And it's easy to do when Red's on screen, because Red's obviously a person with a mask, and you can see that, and you can compare textures. But when he's not there, you lose that frame of reference, and it's puppet or clay. It's like, how is this world even built? Is this a green screen in a computer world? Or,
yeah.
I don't even know.
Are you real and this is a cartoon?
Yeah.
Are you yeah, it's weird, because again, they are a show. So it's like, is this a show and a show now, or is this you're now real? Like, it's
like, how many fourth walls are there to break?
No shit.
Like,
where are you going with this?
Yeah.
Just tell me.
Kind of a hat on a hat situation. No, every time over.
But it's not as off-putting or confusing.
Oh no!
Like, you would think, as we described, like, oh, this is where they break the fourth wall. Oh, this and that. It's not as.
But it's as contained as like a Rick and Morty episode.
It's the time frame though. They have that 20 minutes now to let shit set in.
To expand, it's so good.
Yeah. But yeah, the Mr. Eagle is setting up his podcast, and it instantly, within like 2 minutes, just makes everyone fucking sad. Child brother gets cornered.
Yeah.
And everyone else is leaving. They're like, yeah, your friend's just really fucking lame. So it's good. And one of them makes a comment. And they're like, I appreciate you thinking of us. It hits deeper because they're literally figments of his imagination.
Yeah.
So it's like, so they don't even want to be thought about. It's fucking the best thing in the world. And yeah, Shy older brother is cornered. He's like, well, no, I'm not. I didn't ask you a question. And he's like, well, I guess I did make that confusing when I said, be the best in your development.
Yeah. And he's like, not even listening to Shy older brother. He's just like critiquing his own podcast.
Yes.
Which is hilarious because we're doing this. And if you've ever talked to anyone who does a podcast, it goes there quickly.
I don't even mention because I'm always feared that that's how I come off.
Do not want to come off.
Yeah, because I don't ever like tell. I have people asking if they ask her like, oh, movies and blah blah blah, but I never like want to be the person like, well, let me turn this on to show you.
Yeah. Because they're at a party, they're playing the song on the boombox, which the whole family's fine with. Everyone in the room.
They're not a family, they're a clump.
Whatever the fuck they are.
Yeah.
Everyone's cool with it, and except Worm. Eagle. And Eagle's like, no, we need dog's cord. I need a thing to plug in.
Just Wi-Fi.
Yeah. And the whole time, dude's like, you don't even need dog's cord. Yeah, you don't need the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
it's Bluetooth.
You connect to Bluetooth.
It's Bluetooth.
Yeah. Charlotte the brother's like mumbling. He's like, it's a 3. It's
trying to give him the Wi-Fi password.
It's a number J. He's like, oh, just come off with it. It's so good.
Which is not his fault that every Wi-Fi password looks like that.
No, but it's his fault. He's a quote-unquote childhood brother.
That's hilarious.
Eventually, yeah, Charlotte's brother he knocks out the fucking window and then just slits his own throat.
Oh yeah, that's the best.
And Worm doesn't even care. He's like, oh well, whatever. I guess we'll have to order a restaurant-style meal for us. And Yellow exceeds back into an atom form now to get away from him even more.
Yeah, he keeps retreating, trying to get away from Worm.
It's so good.
Eagle.
All the meanwhile, computer is just being the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And he connects into a WebMD and they start talking to Dr. Bushman.
Yeah, Dr. Bushman, who's literally the BetterHelp fucking computer of the day.
He's like Jeeves.
Yeah.
But not.
Like all these virtual consultation things that you see on the internet today.
I would love him.
It's hilarious. He's like, what are the questions?
Well, he asks 1 or 2 quote unquote normal questions, what's a health emotion?
Yeah.
And then Randy was like, my patient has a bandana.
Yeah.
Do you think I would look sleek with a bandana?
It's fair enough. I like this doctor.
He's just he's rocking a blood bandana. The rest of the WebMD questions.
Yeah.
And the last one is, does your friend have a worm in his brain?
Yeah, that's the last question.
And Rand's like, no, why would I have... Oh, wait, never mind. Yeah, he does.
And then the diagnosis prints out, and it's...
You have a worm.
You got a worm in your brain. It must be removed.
Yeah, and Duck takes a needle and just gives him a fake fucking lobotomy.
Just whoosh, straight through the ear.
It's good.
Pesky bee?
Pesky bee, yes. Which, again, a picnic reference.
Yeah.
It's good. I like the pesky bee, too.
I loved
brought back.
I loved it. I thought, I don't know if you caught it, when they're setting the table, the egg. There's an egg in the holder.
I didn't notice that.
It's the same egg.
Little egg cups, yeah.
Yeah, but I wanted them to pop out or something, but they ended up brushing off the table.
A literal Easter egg?
Literal Easter egg, yeah.
It was definitely meant to be. There's no way they can... Because it is very British to have the egg cup thing, but in there...
Yeah.
You have to. You've already used it once in the show. Why would it not fucking be a reference to that other moment where you used it in the show? That's episode 4.
4? Yeah.
Because it just ends up... The joke is, as every show is, it doesn't matter. At the end of the episode, they're back home.
Yep.
Clean and clear. 5 is transport.
Oh, and 5 is great.
He is my favorite character.
Yeah, the train. Choo-choo.
Yeah, I mean, the episode's funny and it's cool, and the fourth wall break is fun, but as far as character design, I think last season my favorite was the Steak.
Steak, yeah.
He's
a cameo.
He's a better Steak.
He is.
It's just so much more work. He's got the little train track shoes.
I love he carries a thermos of oil. Oh, I need my drink. So
I like
good.
that they don't know.
Yeah, nobody gets it.
No one, they think it's raisins or some shit because it's just black. And I like that because they literally don't know shit about shit.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to he's kind of become agitated, but not really. I think this first episode really kind of outlandishly yells.
Yeah, this is the nightmare. This is the nightmare in the intro, and this is kind of the second to last episode.
Maybe it's episode 4. He yells.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, it's
because this leads to the first fourth wall breaking we get in this season.
Yeah, the rest have just been a weird things that happen in their universe. It's yet to say the cameras are on. It's just a weird family.
And then by this point, Red has had enough. He's been bored. He's not wanting to get a job. He's been against every event they've been in so far.
Yeah.
So he's like, look, I want to leave. Can we leave here? That's his whole thing in this. He tries to leave. He walks in the next room. They just reappear. Like, what the fuck is this? And then that's what leads to transport.
Yeah, the rules are starting to apply.
Yeah.
And he's he's getting more and more familiar and annoyed with the rules, and knowing that these things have to happen no matter what. Like, they're deemed imminent.
Yeah.
And Mr. Choo Choo appears, and he gives them like the whole spiel. He's like, "No, there was a bike," and the usual shit you expect watching the series, like that quick, fun musical.
Yep.
Where it really defines that line of dark, but not being dark. Are you overthinking things? Because he's not really like singing anything like dark and crazy. Exactly. It's just him dying the whole time, where he's like, "Don't worry about that. Talking to my good ear."
Yeah.
And he ends up turning to a car,
which is great.
And I think he just croaks right there.
Yeah, one of the flyest cars of all time.
Yo,
like
dude.
Automatic fucking like blinds and like automatic like TVs in the back.
Yeah.
And the ashtray that swivels.
It's like man, what the hell was Mickey Mouse's limo called? It was like the
shit.
But yeah, it has like the flip around TVs, the fucking alcohol free bars. It's like a fine line between mafia and high class.
Yeah.
Like without being gaudy. But again, it's that amazing world building that everything is made of felt. The whole car is made of felt. The street is made of felt. It just you can't say enough that the work.
Oh, the set design.
It's phenomenal.
I couldn't get over that because the scale of the season 1 was so small. It was kind of contained in their one little house.
But you noticed a lot more digital effects, which I didn't really notice until I saw, 6 20-minute episodes of nothing but.
For real.
So yeah, I noticed a lot. Like, it was like every breakaway had to be CG.
Yeah, because this episode, it kind of blends from the puppets that we know to the Sesame Street cartoon style from season 1 to them mixed with the real world where they're in the junkyard.
A very Sesame Street.
Very Sesame Street. Yeah. So you kind of get all of it, all in one episode.
Yeah, for a moment when they when Red gets in the car and starts driving, blah blah blah, and it starts flickering and it has the electrical shakes. You don't notice immediately if it's changed over between a felt world and a real world.
Yeah. Because
everything is so lifelike to begin with. Like, you're not in that guideline of seeing like a fake house anymore. It's the buildings are made of felt for a minute, and then you see a real building. But then the rest of felt, then 2 real buildings. Like it's blended so well until they hit this junkyard of like hell, where it's like nothing but an escape of fire and rubble.
So it's just so crazy.
I
love Red too, because Red's like, "Oh no, this is awesome. This is what I want," because he's out of the house or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, he's trying to reassure Yellow and Duck the whole time. It's like, "Oh no, this is what it's supposed to do."
Yeah.
Because he's been outside before.
Yeah, he has that frame of reference where he's like, "No, it's supposed to go fast. The sky is supposed to be rewinding," as Yellow says.
Which just shows that he's literally never been outside that house. He's never been offset.
Well,
everything was new.
He has that comment where he's like, "I like the type of transport when we're home, not moving."
And not moving. It's the best.
But yeah, it ends with I think Yellow questioning. He's like, "So is this where you live now?" And you get that one big moment at the end of this episode where the real hand picks up the car.
Yep.
And just drops it back up the house while she talks about like rewinding batteries, and it reminds me of Days of Our Lives. As time goes, blah blah blah. We are but sands in the hourglass. Days of Our Lives. And then season finale is episode 6, and it's so fucking well done. It's the intro is it's electricity, and I forget, they're trying to do something with electricity, and then the breaker box, I guess, comes. Oh, they get a bill.
Oh yeah, they get a bill, and they're like, "And who is it?" Red is like, "Why the fuck would you pay for that? That should be free."
Yeah, or like you don't use it that much or some shit. It's only $19.95.
Yeah, or euros, whatever that equivalent would be. Yeah.
But I also think I might be wrong. It might just be the June 19th date, the usual.
Might be.
So I think it's just that.
And they got away from that too.
I think I still see the 20th.
It's the
a couple
20th.
times,
Yeah,
but
the 20th's
again,
up there.
I think it was because season 1 was like 40 minutes long max.
Mm-hmm.
Everything but the CPR episode and the hostage ISIS tape thing.
Yeah.
Everything had to have that July whatever date reference.
Yep.
So it's just cram packed on you every 10 seconds seeing that date, opposed to a span of 20 minutes. So you're probably just there's a shit ton of references. I think.
Yep.
You're just
absolutely.
it's not as slammed in your face. It's more like the price of the coffee.
Yeah.
It's more like the cigarettes or something like that. It's not as like June 19th, June 19th, June 19th, end of episode. June 19th, June 19th, beginning of next episode.
You could tell they're kind of getting away from that.
Yeah.
And letting it just kind of be its own universe now.
So I think it's still there, but yeah, it's not nearly as shoved in your face.
Because like even at the end, the last episode, there's no, the date doesn't fall off the calendar. No. It doesn't rewind. It doesn't.
Yeah, the big referential moment and peak of this season is to go higher in the stairs.
Yeah, that's what it is.
We're past dates.
Yeah. It's kind of like Bear in the Big Blue House. The house has never ended.
I think that it's weird. It's like the Stairway to Heaven bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But it's almost like different levels of kid shows.
It is.
Because they're called, like, the first one's the Big Boys Room.
Yep.
The second one's the Bigger Boys Room. And the last one is whatever that woman's name is.
Yeah.
I don't know what the door said. It maybe said Heaven. It maybe said Leslie.
I think it's Leslie.
I don't
because
know.
the car is named Leslie as well.
I think so. So I think she is the quote-unquote thing.
Yeah.
But I also think she's the devil.
I think,
because
yeah.
there's
going to be something
room.
more. Yeah, because after he walks out the room, another door opens. It goes
Yeah.
up. But he doesn't go through that door. He goes back down.
Yeah, he goes back down. Like he's
talked out of it.
Yeah, his curiosity's been satiated. He no longer questions.
Yeah.
And it seems like something a devil would do, where you give the answers, but you can't do anything with the answers because he's about to get his battery yanked out.
Exactly.
But yeah, the whole thing about this is Yellow runs on batteries.
Yellow runs on batteries.
And
he's first we've ever seen of this.
Yeah, he's dumb as shit because his batteries just have never been changed out.
Yeah. Which makes sense. It makes 100% sense. Because like he says, like, oh, that's why it used to hurt to think. So you end up with Yellow with super batteries, and he combs his hair for the first time, and he doesn't participate.
Yeah, there's he looks in a mirror, and the episode before this transport, he looks out the mirror or window and sees his reflection, but it's his combed hair.
Yeah.
Smarter reflection. I think that's those world/moments merging.
So it's Silent Hill. He just disappears through mirrors.
Maybe. You mean Super Mario 64?
Yeah, same thing.
Wait, you mean Zelda and Spirit Tracks?
Same
or
thing.
Phantom Hourglass? I think it's Phantom Hourglass.
Phantom Hourglass.
Yeah, I think that was the one with the whole painting and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he questions and he starts going up. He goes to the first floor, big boy room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I don't know, they're two incomparable new character designs. I like the bird in the second one. It's got like realistic feathers and like the eyelids that are flesh.
Is that Crystal Head Red guy?
No, that's the bigger
the
one.
Bigger one, yeah.
Yeah, the other one's just he has like a tighter knit ball of yarn.
That's what it is. Yeah, it's like
a
pulled
goatee.
Back, and he's got like braids in his beard.
Yeah, it's weird. I liked it. I liked it.
Like a well-kept hippie type.
Yeah, like the a philosophy major kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he hangs out with like the theologist and shit. And
Professor
physics.
of yoga.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Professor of yoga.
Like the crystal yoga shit. Like really weird stuff. Yeah, and their whole thing is they can do two things at once. He's like, oh, this can't be it. So he goes up to the bigger boy room, and that's the drone head red guy. And the fucking pyramid duck goose Android 16 thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's the best one.
And they're experimenting on the, I think it's Skim. Or Skim.
I think it is too.
It's just, granted, it's just another, like, weird blob tumor thing, but it's another third character.
Exactly.
I like to think it's Skim being tortured.
Yeah, because...
Fuck that dude.
Because on the first floor, Skim is Duck. He's just blended into their reality. On that level, they would know that Skim is Skim and be like, no, we're going to fuck with it. Let's see what this does.
Yeah, they clearly don't have that third party, so, like, he is the replacement if there's no third.
Exactly. What is this thing? Well,
Yeah.
let's find out.
So I like to think they're just experimenting on Skem, because fuck that dude.
And he's like getting tortured the whole
dude, yeah.
Like, you probably shouldn't do that. Oh, he might like it.
Yeah, it's like the nihilistic scientists were like, you can't question if it's in pain because it's not human.
Yeah, it's science.
So it might be expressing joy in its species.
It's weird.
Your weird way of answering your shit for saying
Yeah.
gross things like, oh no, it's not genocide.
Weird.
It's
sociopathic doctor speak.
Yeah, it's Darwinism. I'm saving them by
I'm
fucking
actually saving
lobotomies.
you by killing 2 billion of you.
Right.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, what are you doing?
But
I prefer not to be saved then. Thank you. Can we go and not do that?
Right. I'll take a 12-pack of no.
Yeah, like, can I just die like everybody else? Like,
Right.
Do I have to go now?
Yeah, and he goes up to, I believe, again, I think we established Leslie might be her name.
Yeah.
The puppet woman controller.
I assume, yeah, like this is the first human face we see.
Yeah, because you see, like, the other people who are, like, stage hands.
Yeah.
In, like, the Green Man suits.
Or the black suit with the fucking,
yeah.
The Zodiac writing all over it.
Yeah,
the blends
crazy,
into the fucking blackboard.
The physics wall in the big boy room.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because I didn't catch it, like, but it was a split second of him with the broom, like, scrubbing
it's stuff
shit.
like that where it's like, that's what makes this shit rewatchable, is, you can have that moment where it's like, well, let me rewatch this again, because, how long was that guy there? Was he there the whole time, or did he get edited in later?
Exactly.
It's weird.
All those little scenes reminded me of in season 1 with the
food, the health one.
Yeah, well, where Red walks off set.
Yeah.
And they got the broom with the balloon, and it's like fill-in props.
No, you cannot have my oats.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the balloon pop. And we were discussing the anatomy of a red guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I still think is right. I still think it is. Their brains are balloons with glitter.
Me too, because they never we never get any more about it.
Yeah, we still don't default from that. We still know that because Duck gets his organs removed in death. We saw that in the health one.
Yep.
He's a duck. He has organs.
Yeah, because when the lights are flashing in season 1 and it's actually yellow processing Duck.
Yeah.
When he's freaking out at the kitchen table, there's like organs and shit everywhere. Yeah. So we know that.
Yeah, it's really fucking weird. So I think it's still that's their anatomy, but yeah, it's that weird fourth wall moment. But yeah, she makes a cryptic deal, help me clean up around here, which I think is just tidying up for the season.
Yeah,
is what I think
the loose ends.
Yeah, clean up your toys, kind of thing. Like the was it big comfy couch.
Yeah,
the 10-second cleanup.
Yep.
It kind of like a spooky that.
That was that.
Because yeah, she like picks up the fridge and all that shit from previous episodes.
Yeah, and Red and Duck are walking through with a flashlight.
Yeah,
in the dark room.
We didn't really talk about them for this episode. They hang out in the no electricity house.
Yeah,
until what you're about to mention.
Yeah, because the batteries are in yellow now, so there is no batteries in the electricity box.
Yeah, as you were saying.
Yeah, but like Red and Duck are walking through what appears to be the set from season 1.
It's the backstage, I think.
Yeah, it's the backstage because that's where Yellow walks in season 1 when he finds his dad behind. Yeah, and you unplug and he finds his dad looking at the screens.
Yeah.
So like they're walking through and it's all the old set pieces. It's the clock from season 1. It's the refrigerator. It's the fucking meat. The meat guy runs at him. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, the meat guy just like healthy.
He gets a cameo.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was so good. Like he's just been standing back there since they used him.
Yeah. I actually kind of just in that moment, it's very Five Nights at Freddy's.
It is.
Just because it's just a character.
Just dark, black and white tile floor. All you have is a flashlight. Yeah.
Yeah, just to scare you. It obviously means harm in the game, but yeah.
But this part of the episode is really where you get your this is all a thing, like the encompassing.
Which again is more fun than just like every episode being cram packed with bullshit.
Yeah.
I mean, it still is.
Oh, of course.
But yeah, it's not a moment where it's like every episode is that it means more when she breaks the fourth wall and like is like, you're not my real son.
Yeah.
And like you see that Yellow's battery powered and you see these moments where she's like help tidy up. it means more than just showing me a couple plastic figures crammed into a 2-second place. I have to pause.
And with these motherfuckers' brains, I cannot only imagine where they're going to go with her character, because her saying that just triggered like all kind of fucked up things.
Yeah.
Like
You're not my son.
She's built an entire world of puppets now because she doesn't have kids. Like, where are we going with this? Like, there's all kind of.
That's why I like to hope she's the devil.
Yeah.
And I hope she like pops in every once in a while and like kind of like tempts or like drops an apple here.
I
like
think
so
she's gonna be the puppeteer. She's the one pulling strings, or it could be somebody above her. Who knows?
No, I would like to think it's, if anything, it's equal and it's a good and bad witch like Glinda from if anything that. But I hope it's a biblical kind of thing where she plays like a trickster and there's someone else higher.
I think so.
Or maybe
what it appears.
Is it Zeus in Clash of Titans?
Yeah.
The clay figures, and I will give you the shield.
Mm-hmm.
It almost reminds you of that too, and it's just so fucking fun. But other than just saying it's amazing to say we have a new season of Don't Hug Me.
Holy shit!
And to say we've reviewed it, and to now just be able to go back and I get to watch season 2.
Right.
It's astounding to just be here.
And it's so surreal for us. Like I said, 2016 is when this shit all started on YouTube.
Yeah, you were getting trolley commercials.
We randomly start a review podcast and end up reviewing it after all these years.
Yeah, and like literally
instantly.
A month. We recorded like a week or two before it got posted. And
no gossip, no nothing. All we had heard was there was a possible English TV deal.
Yeah, but they were, I think 2019 it was supposed to happen.
Yeah, and then COVID set everybody back or whatever. But there was no updates. There was no nothing. And
at least that I heard. I mean, I don't follow these people. I just love them.
Yeah, like I think I follow them on Twitter, but
it had been so long that even if they did say something, it didn't matter.
Right.
I don't believe it till I see it.
So to have this happen is just insane. But let's go ahead and grade it. What would you grade season 2?
9 out of 10.
9 out of 10.
I feel like that's now become like the most recent
9.5 out of 10.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, 9.5 out of 10.
I'm giving it 9.5.
I'm so stoked to be here.
I want to give it a 10, but season 3 might be better.
Even if it's not, I can't complain. We have this. We had a season 2. They knew the demand was there. They knew 5-10 years down the line.
Yeah.
They were gonna get at least 1,000 viewers.
And it looks like they did because all you can find on YouTube is repurposed videos, reposted videos from other channels and such, and every one of them is going right now, like 10K plus at least from the little cult.
Oh, it's so excitement. The excitement is amazing.
It's only going up, and I hope they ride the wave.
I hope we get a very quick season 2 or season 3.
I hope they're already filming or idea brainstorming, because like we said for this season, just the set work.
Even if it takes 2 or 3 years, I'm fine. But
and it rightfully should.
If you just now, I know it happened. It's going to happen, or it can happen. That a YouTube series can get picked up and be successful at that point.
Yeah.
And then something like this with this mastery and a skill that's kind of forgotten now, puppetry.
It is.
It's good, and I hope Puppet Wave kind of pops up because I love Henson's work.
Yeah.
I love puppetry. I love the Sloans. I love the Arlo is a YouTube puppet and shit like that.
Yeah, game review.
I like the puppetry stuff. I'm excited for it.
Mm-hmm.
But follow us on NeighborZilla at Instagram and NeighborZilla _ at Twitter.
Yep.
We're also on Spreaker, iTunes,
Apple Podcasts, Amazon, iHeart. Pretty much anywhere you find a podcast.
Yeah, I think we had like one we're not on, but I think we're now on it or something like that.
I think so too.
That's it. Good night.
Yeah. Peace.
NeighborZilla